Welcome, my name is Luisa Aya and I'm a magician, and today we are doing a reading about what you still have to improve to fully, completely, irrevocably step into 2025 as your new self, manifesting everything you want and desire. I am burning a beautiful ritual. Take from this whatever resonates. Don't take it too seriously. And just have an open mind and take in the wisdom. You could even listen to both of the readings and just pick and choose whatever resonates. People can give you advice, but you're still the one who has to decide how to take it. We have option 1 and option 2. Here, let's see. We have a treasure. And here, let's see, we have a reproach. So make a choice, whichever you prefer, and then we'll start with this deck. So here we start with the treasure card, and let's see what else comes up, because I feel the energy of this last December, before we are stepping in 2025 as this completely new person, is you know where the treasure lies. As in, you already have the map. You already know where you are going. But right now, yes, and I also have like a rose thorns coming up. Right now, you struggle with fully embracing or fully allowing yourself to fall into the challenges that come with accepting treasure and finding treasure. So as we see here in the treasure card, there is this beautiful golden treasure that is your birthright. You are right here, you're finding it, but in between you and the treasure is this dragon. And what I really love about this symbolism is the dragon and the tree are one. So we have the tree of life and the tree that bears the fruits of our choices. And then we have the roots of where we come from, what we have taken from our past, what we are based on, and what helps us bear fruit. But it's this terrifying dragon, and it's within facing this terrifying dragon that you are able to get through the beautiful treasure. And it's exactly the same with Sleeping Beauty and the rose thorns. So there is this place that you know you should go, this beautiful palace, and a beautiful princess is sleeping there, unconscious of what's happening around her, and wholly protected by walls and walls and walls of thorny roses. I feel like you are protecting your own vulnerability. You are protecting the princess, the treasure, with walls and walls of thorns and angry dragons. And this is what we are gonna let go this season, because eventually we want to reach the princess. Eventually we want to reach the treasure. It's one thing knowing where the treasure lies, knowing where the princess is hidden, and keeping it protected and walled off so nobody can touch it. And it's another thing actually engaging with the love and the beauty and the light and the inspiration that the treasure or the princess gives you. So how are we gonna do this? So we have these two beautiful princesses showing up, and then a high tower. And it's actually a French deck, and I don't speak French, but I always read intuitively, so. And I love that these two beautiful princesses show up, because I feel what is being asked of you is to fully lean into your feminine. And the feminine is not this vulnerable or this innocent or this fragile energy that we have been believed that it is. Like, I think especially with the fairy, it's so apparent. The feminine is creation herself. The feminine is challenging you to face your dragons, to go deep, deep, deep within yourself, into the darkness, through the thorns, and find that spark, that light that's within. In both cards there are little bird companions. And even in the tower, ask the universe. Start the conversation. Because I get that it's scary to approach, a whole wall of thorns or a dragon. But ask the universe how to reach and how to act. And so I have a 3 of Pentacles and a 7 of Wands coming up, and I feel like you've been feeling like you need to do everything on your own. You're scared or terrified what you might find within your own darkness. And I do feel like we're talking about a subconscious journey here and not necessarily a physical journey. And you are terrified what it might bring, because you are going deep within yourself. You become defensive. You feel like everybody else that even has an opinion or an idea or a suggestion about this topic is against you. But what is being asked of you is to collaborate, to trust others. And I really love this depiction of the 3 of Pentacles, because the 3 of Pentacles is always about collaboration. But here we have the triad of the muse, the worker, and the advisor. And I think what's being asked of you is to embody all 3 of these archetypes within your own research of yourself, but also then invite in trusted people to take up these roles. So let's say you are researching yourself to see how can I get rid of my dragons to get to the treasure. So you're the muse. But then you're also the researcher who is researching the muse. But also you could try to research maybe one of your friends or one of your trusted people to see, if I would analyze them, how would I do it? And how can I take that wisdom for myself? And if I ask them, hey, analyze me, what would they say? Or you go to them already with your homework done and you ask them, hey, can you help me grade it? Can you give me feedback on it? I feel that's really what's being asked here. And we have a King of Swords on the bottom of the deck. Such absolutely beautiful King of Swords. And yeah, I want you to approach this as a researcher, as an analytical researcher. I want you to start taking notes. I want you to keep a daily log. I want you to question yourself at every turn. I want you to develop your own scientific methods. And what I love about this king is that also in the color symbolism, so we have like this clear sky, this clear blue sky, and this is like the logical calm mind that he resides in. And then we see that he's standing on this red earth, and I feel like that symbolizes the emotions churning. But he's not looking down at it. He's aware that it exists and he's present within, but he's not like digging his heels in or being like watching around like, oh, no stress, oh, it's red, oh, it's passionate, oh, there's a lot. No. Breathe. Sit back. And again, birds, I feel like ask the universe for advice. Start talking with the universe. Start asking for signs. Start asking for signs. Again, as a scientific researcher, develop your own scientific spiritual method. Start trying things out. Talk to the universe. Ask for feedback to the universe. And research what works and what doesn't. Then now we are going to the next deck. So we started with reproach, which I feel is like a very, very turbulent card, and I need a bit more to help me interpret it. Because reproach is about, for one, you're being way too hard on yourself, way too hard, way too hard. And there is these voices in your mind that are constantly like, oh, this could have gone better. Oh, why did I do that? Oh, how would anyone even, appreciate this or like this? Or it's constantly this pushing down of your own magnificence. And the thing is, we are imperfect beings. The whole concept of being human is that we are flawed. And then the next step is to accept that we are flawed and move on. If we are constantly telling ourselves we are flawed, we are flawed, we are flawed, I mean, it's not gonna be a fun time, huh? If we're constantly telling ourselves we are flawed, I could do better. Yeah, sure, I believe you could do better. We can all do better, but being flawed is actually a character of our design. We are not flawed. We are made to be flawed and then to act with those flaws and within those flaws. I have a duality card and a communication card. So what I'm seeing here, what I'm feeling here is to fully step into your magic in 2025. You have to accept the duality of man. And this is an interesting one. It's a difficult one because, you know, obviously we all stem from source. We are all made from love and light. We are all the universe experiencing itself. And the universe, source, doesn't know duality. As in, we are all. But then, source started creating from herself the whole universe as we know it, and thus created duality, and thus created more. We all stem from zero, and then zero created one. And then suddenly, there's duality. And suddenly, there's contrast. Suddenly, we are a little spark of source living in this whole manifested reality that seems so strong compared to only the little spark that we carry within us. And within our reality, we know that there's good and bad, that some things happen because of malice and some things happen because of kindness. But where would we be without this judgment? Without this judgment for ourselves and for the others? I feel like communication might be an issue. As in, sometimes you try to approach people with the best intentions, but they don't seem to be able to hear what you have to say. And I'm questioning why this is. Maybe you're focusing too much on others' works and not on your own work, and it creates this judgment, and it makes people become defensive. Maybe you try to give too much, and then it also becomes a negative cycle where you start to resent the people around you because you are overpouring yourself, and you're questioning because you might not get the right feedback back, as in they don't even seem appreciative of your work. And here the communication comes in, the communication with yourself and the communication with the other. So as we see, we have the duality card and the communication. They were also both upside down. The communication is clear to me, huh? I mean, it can be a literal communication with the people around you, and I do have some pentacles showing up, so I do feel like it might be a material manifestation. But still, we are all the universe experiencing itself, so also all the people that you are in contact with is the universe communicating with you, talking with you, trying to knock some fucking sense into you. And if you are not getting the right responses that you'd like, and it's making you resentful, and it's making you think in this duality of people are good, people are bad, people are appreciative, or they take things for granted. I feel like a less linear way of thinking is required of you. As in, you might be pouring into one person a lot and a lot and a lot, and then you try to receive back from that same person. But maybe this person is completely not in the position to be pouring into you. And you might feel jealous because the same person is pouring into someone else, but not into you. And this is what creates the duality. This is the linear thinking of one-on-one. Like, I give you something and you give me something back. But the thing is, you might be giving this person something, but who is giving you? And it's okay that the scales of taking and giving within your life are not directly one-on-one per person, but it's about trusting that, okay, maybe I'm pouring into this person because they need it, and then I will be poured back into. Maybe not by them, maybe not now, but the balance will always be made, huh? There's no worry about that. And it's this reframing of your mindset where there are also 2 cups cards on it. I feel like it touches you emotionally. It makes you upset. It makes you feel churning inside. I don't know which other word to use. And it's asking you to go on this journey to be like, okay, but what does this mean? And there's also the Emperor, which is a very strong card, and the Emperor is also about you prepare yourself, you create your own empire, huh? You have built the walls, you are the one who mans the gates, you are the one who sits on the throne, you are the one who gets to walk in the garden. If there truly are people who you feel like you are pouring yourself into too much, you can exile them. And that sounds very harsh, but again, there's never this rejection is always redirection. So even if you have to reject someone because it doesn't feel right now, that's okay. Because then it will open up space for you to see things from a new perspective. And they might come back, they might fade out, but it's about you being able to practice control over your own physical reality. and not being so caught up in all the emotions, but just taking decisive decision. And like, yeah, the Eight of Pentacles is just like, work on your own shit, like one coin at a time. Get your hands dirty. Those are my 2 readings. Thank you for watching. I really like doing this. My beautiful ritual burned out. I burned this ritual for everyone who can use a new start. Actually, one ingredient of this fire was my little precious beautiful bonsai tree, who unfortunately had a bit of a fall off my desk, and the top of the trunk broke. And I tried to bind it to see maybe it would survive, but everything on top of the trunk started deteriorating, while on the bottom she was flourishing and growing, and I just had to decide, you know what, we have to cut it all off. And it was a big fucking chunk, huh? Half my tree's gone. But also she needed it. Because keeping stuck to the upper half was taking away resources from the flourishing new twigs she was producing. And I feel that's the overarching theme of this reading. And I burned it for all of you. I wish you love, I wish you light. Remember, you are source. You are the narrator of your own life. Are you gonna write a drama or a comedy? Do you put yourself as the victim, or do you write your own happy ending? I know what I'm doing. Follow me along if you want to learn how.